latest research reveals that dangerous heat bombs have been entering the Arctic Ocean, causing, of course, glacier melt. Science Alert reports for decades warmer waters seeping into the Arctic Ocean, increasingly threatening Arctic sea ice, and scientists predicting the ice pack could disappear entirely in summers from the middle of the next decade. That's why, of course, all these geopolitics having to do with the tremendous amount of Arctic natural resources and the fact that once the Arctic and North Pole sea ice melts, it'll be easy for shipping companies to trade through that area. Now, researchers have now uncovered one of the mechanisms driving this catastrophe, identifying how these heat bombs of warm, salty water from the Pacific Ocean flowing into the frigid Arctic Ocean, heating the ice above from underneath for months or even years. The Scripps Institute, that's where these videos are coming from. Scripps Institution of Oceanography at University of California, San Diego, says that the rate of accelerating sea ice melt in the Arctic has been hard to predict accurately, in part because of all the complex local feedbacks between ice, ocean, and atmosphere. This is what physical oceanographer Jennifer McKinnon explains to us, and she says this work showcases a large role in warming that ocean water plays as part of those feedbacks. Kindly support my Patreon account since YouTube has again demonetized my YouTube channel. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below. Scripps Institution of Oceanography says these swirling heat bombs can last for months to years, moving far north beneath the main ice pack near the North Pole, destabilizing that ice as the heat in them gradually but steadily diffuses upwards. So they're traveling underwater underneath the ice pack, melting the ice pack from underneath. In 2018, McKinnon visited the Arctic Ocean as the chief scientist of a research expedition aboard the RV Sikuliaq as part of the Stratified Ocean Dynamics of the Arctic, SODA. It's a multi-institutional project funded by the U.S. Office of Naval Research. One of their goals was to learn more about how warmer flows of water from the Pacific Ocean enter the Arctic Ocean by way of the Bering Strait that's underneath the Aleutian Islands towards Alaska, bringing with them unprecedented quantities of heat that extend hundreds of kilometers into the Beaufort Gyre, a giant ocean current north of the Alaskan and Canadian coasts. This Pacific origin water brings both heat and unique biogeochemical properties, and it contributes to changing Arctic ecosystem, the researchers explained in the new study. However, our ability to understand or forecast the role of this incoming hot water mass has been hampered by lack of understanding of the physical processes controlling subduction and evolution of this warm water. So basically, it's a study of how the water moves, and not much is known about this. Thanks to the SODA expedition and its gamut of scientific measurements, including satellite imagery analysis in the range of in-water readings from submersible sensors and vehicles, the physics are now much less of a mystery. And according to the team's new observations, the salty, denser Pacific summer water, PSW for short, which the team likens to a warm jet in a cold ocean, slides underneath the cooler, fresher Arctic Ocean waters at the surface via a process of subduction. As the meandering jet flows into the gyre, pockets of warmer water, nicknamed heat bombs, wedge below the fresher waters above, becoming vertically compressed and breaking up into smaller spinning eddies, as we see in the Scripps videos given to us here. Now, though some heat is lost to the atmosphere, the vast majority subducts to be sequestered from direct contact with the atmosphere and subsequently stirred and spread subsurface towards the central basin. In addition to the long-term melting effects provided by these heated eddies to the sea ice cover overhead, The ingress of Pacific waters also introduces a mixture of organic and chemical matter to the Arctic environment, the impacts of which are still ultimately not known. So with all these new insights, they'll help us develop better models to more accurately predict the physics underpinning future changes to the Arctic sea ice. In the simplest terms, the near-term forecast is already determined. The team concludes, as the heat content of the PSW is growing, the combination of PSW subduction, lateral stirring, and upward vertical mixing should lead to a pattern of accelerated sea ice melting, spreading out from the Pacific inflow, as has been observed in recent decades. This was reported on Nature Communications, and it's on Science Alert. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support.